Top 25 amazing facts about cats that not everyone knows. Cats are certainly the sweetest creatures, but they are also very curious animals. Just like other animals, felines know how to surprise, delight, and inspire. Cats fascinate and know how to puzzle both with their behavior and how amazing their bodies are. If you love cats, you're sure to enjoy this adorable compilation about some of the most popular pets in the world. And so we'll start at the end of our top 25 facts. Cats are cunning manipulators, and they're the ones who train us, not us who train them. In a study, scientists have found that through purring and purring, cats control their owners, literally getting what they want through natural cunning. One of the sounds they have learned to make is actually an imitation of the same frequency sounds that babies cry at. Cats literally manipulate our natural reactions. 24 fact. In ancient Egypt, cats were revered as holy animals. You may have heard about this in history class back in school, but if your memory fails you, we'll remind you. In ancient Egypt, cats were considered demigods, given jewelry and fed them the most delicious food. When a cat died, the Egyptians mummified its body for an honorable burial. Anyone who harmed the cat in any way was sentenced to death. The culprit was often sacrificed to the goddess Bast, patroness of joy, hearth and fertility, who was usually depicted as a woman with a cat's head. Not surprisingly, it was to her that the unfortunate man was sacrificed. 23 fact. Perhaps by purring cats heal themselves. A cat's purr can mean many different things and have quite an important purpose. Researchers have found that a cat's purr usually corresponds to a frequency of 25 to 150 Hz. It is in this range that combinations of frequency vibrations of different pitch sounds occur, which, when they resonate with bones and muscles, produce a therapeutic effect on them. There is a theory that cat purring is not only an expression of pleasure or gratitude, but also a way of self-medication. Perhaps this is why some people believe that cats can heal those around them as well. 22 fact. Cats can even quench thirst with salt water. Cats' kidneys are able to filter salt and use the purified water to hydrate the body. Humans are not capable of this. We can't live without fresh water. 21 facts. A cat's whiskers are a sensory organ. We are used to calling them whiskers, but scientists gave them another name, vibrissae. These dense and long hairs are clearly different from the rest of the animal's hair, and they serve somewhat different purposes than the human mustache. As it turns out, the vibrissae are closely connected to the nervous system and muscles, and they supply the cat with important information about the world around it. If you pull a cat's whiskers, she won't like it very much, don't even check. The vibrissae are very sensitive and act as a tactile organ. 20 fact. New York Disneyland is home to almost 100-yard cats. The famous Disneyland theme park once had a big problem with rats, and the solution to such a delicate problem turned out to be quite simple. A whole army of street cats were brought into the iconic park. The animals prey on rodents and in return have complete immunity and a bunch of privileges not available to other yard animals outside of Disneyland. All of them, of course, are vaccinated, spayed and tagged for population control. The cats are fed, treated and cared for in every way possible. This is done by the park staff. Fact 19. Once a cat fell from the 32nd floor and survived. We all know that cats have an extraordinary sense of balance and are adept at landing on their paws when falling or jumping from fairly high objects. However, surviving a 32-story fall is still something incredible. This cat got away with a broken tooth and a lung injury, but the doctors saved the animal and it made a full recovery after it was discharged. 18 fact. Cats love to sleep. This is far from a secret. But did you know why they sleep so much? All in all, cats sleep about 13 to 16 hours a day, which is almost 70% of their entire lives. The clue of such unusual for us sleepiness lies in the way of life of their ancestors and most backyard cats. They simply need sleep to recover fully or to prepare for a strenuous hunt. Of course, our pets haven't needed to survive and fight for prey for a long time, but it's hard to fight their instincts. And why, after all, it is so pleasant to sleep. 17 fact. Domestic cats first appeared in the Middle East. Scientists have tracked the region of origin of domestic cats, and it turns out that it was in the Middle East about 100,000 years ago people first began to tame these interesting animals. It was the wild cats that inhabited the territory of modern Israel, Saudi Arabia and other neighboring countries, were the ancestors of our favorite pets. 16 facts. In Mexico, a cat almost became the mayor of a city. During the mayor elections in Mexican Jalapa, a cat named Morris almost became one of the real candidates for such a responsible position. The cat even had his own page in Facebook, and he managed to collect 100,000 likes. Fans of the cat think that Morris owes his popularity not only to his cute face, but also to the fact that the local population was just tired of corrupt politicians. Fact 15. Cats are considered invasive animals. We all know that cats are great hunters, sometimes even too much so. Give them free rein and they can be quite a serious threat to the population of amphibians, reptiles and birds living with them in the same area. In the scientific community, cats have even been listed as one of the 100 most invasive animals on the planet, which means that these creatures pose a real threat to biodiversity. 14 fact. The world's largest domestic cat, 123 centimeters long. Incredibly, but in this photo, you see a representative of the domestic cat breed Maine Coon, and not some wild animal. In 2010, the Guinness Book of World Records featured a cat named Stewie, who became the world's largest domestic cat from nose to tail. The pet had a full 123 centimeters. 13 fact. The part of the brain responsible for controlling emotions in cats is almost the same as in humans. Outwardly, of course, we are different, but humans still have a lot in common with cats. We think in similar patterns, have short and long-term memory, and we have almost identical parts of the brain responsible for controlling emotions. 12 fact. Old cats sometimes develop dementia too. It's not just older people who can develop degenerative brain diseases, dementia, Alzheimer's, and senile marasmus. It turns out that older cats also suffer from such ailments. Symptoms of these conditions are commonly seen as strange meowing, problems using the litter box, and loss of interest in personal hygiene. If your cat is many years old, has forgotten how to go to the litter box, and has become a real dirtbag, it may be all about feline dementia. Fact 11. Cats lick themselves to get rid of human smell. Cats are real cleaners, and they often lick themselves from head to toe. Have you ever noticed that they also do it right after you pet them? Turns out, they also lick themselves in order to get rid of not only their own scent, but yours as well. 10 fact. Cats sweat their paws. Have you ever noticed that cats leave wet footprints on the floor? Turns out it's through their paws that they sweat. It's how they cope with the heat. In addition, the shade and the previously mentioned licking their own fur helps them cool down. 9 fact. The richest cat in the world had on his account $13 million. According to the Guinness Book of Records, the richest cat in the world was named Blackie. He inherited a simply insane amount from his former owner, Ben Aurier, who died back in 1988. Mr. Aurier was originally from Great Britain, during his lifetime was engaged in antiques, and did not get along with his family, preferring the native cats. The rich man bequeathed the bulk of his fortune to cat charities, though his gardener, mechanic, plumber and friend got a bit of that. 8 fact. A cat's nose print is as unique as human fingerprints. Every cat in the world is unique, because no cat's nose is like any other. Just like our fingerprints, there is only one cat nose print in the world. Unfortunately, this information is almost useless, because it is possible to remove such a fingerprint only under sedatives, and cats do not often rob banks. 7 fact. Cats bring killed prey to your door to tell you that you are a bad hunter and you need to practice. If you have a house on the ground and a cat, it has probably brought you some killed bird or rat at least once. Usually it causes both disgust at the sight of the killed animal and sincere delight, because there is an opinion that so the pet is usually trying to express his gratitude for your care for him. But that's not the point. To teach their kittens to eat and hunt, cats often bring them killed prey. Spayed cats don't have kittens, but their instincts aren't going anywhere, so they try to pass on their experience at least to humans. 6. Cats have a built-in gyroscope that helps them navigate when they jump or fall. Like true ninjas, cats have the incredible ability to balance and always land on their feet, no matter how high they fly. How do they do it? It turns out they have an organ in their ear that helps them determine where the top is and where the bottom is. When the cat is in the air, it maneuvers its body so that by the time it lands, its head is always up and its paws are always down. In addition, cats are able to bend in such a way that their body takes a shape close to a dome, and this helps to reduce the speed of the fall and have time to orient themselves in space. 5 Fact: Black cats are bad luck in the US and good luck in the UK. Superstition could not avoid these mysterious creatures. Different cultures have treated them differently at one time, and in this ambiguous issue, sometimes even the coloring of the animal can play a determining role. In the US, some people believe that black cats bring bad luck. In the UK, on the other hand, they believe quite the opposite. In turn, a white cat is considered a good sign in the US and a harbinger of trouble in England. For fact: cats rarely meow for other cats. Cats often meow for people, as if to address them with some request, but very rarely communicate in the same language with their congeners. More often they prefer to interact with each other with the help of body language and smell. 3 Fact: Cats more often use their left paws and cats use their right paws. Researchers have noticed that cats have different preferences when it comes to which paw to use for certain tasks. Observations have shown that males usually act with their left paw and females usually act with their right paw. One theory is that the choice of paw is influenced by testosterone levels. 2 Fact: Cats can see perfectly well in the dark. Humans can certainly pride themselves on how well they recognize bright colors, but cats are much better at navigating in near total darkness than we are. But did you know why? It turns out that a cat's eye has 6 to 8 times more light-sensitive cones than ours, which allows them to see perfectly well even at night. In addition, the cat's night vision is also due to the shape of their eye and the size of their cornea. 1 Fact: Cats have no sense of sweet taste. We all have a taste for the sweet stuff, but cats will never understand. The ability to detect sweet taste depends on a gene called TAS1R2. A mutation of this gene has deprived some animals of the ability to enjoy sweets, and cats are just one of those animals. That's all the facts for today. Subscribe and like it if you like my collection.